Chapter 12. The tension in the hidden room was palpable as the figure slowly turned to face Sabrina. Noah emerged from his hiding spot, his hand still resting on his holstered weapon. As the intruder's face came into view, both Sabrina and Noah gasped in shock. "Mr. Thompson?" Sabrina exclaimed, disbelief coloring her voice. George Thompson, the man they had rescued just days ago, stood before them. His face, usually kind and grandfatherly, was now set in grim determination. "I'm sorry it's come to this," Mr. Thompson said, his voice heavy with regret, "but I can't let you continue down this path. The consequences are too dire." Noah's eyes narrowed. "You're the one who's been sabotaging the festival. Why, George? We thought you were on our side." Mr. Thompson sighed, suddenly looking every bit his advanced age. "I am on the side of protecting this town, Sheriff, just as my family has been for generations. We are the guardians, the keepers of the seal." Sabrina's mind raced, connecting the dots. "You're a descendant of the original settlers, the ones who cast the curse in the first place." Mr. Thompson nodded. "The Thompsons in the Blackwoods, yes. We've carried this burden for centuries, but you two, you don't understand what you're meddling with." "Then help us understand," Sabrina pleaded. "We're trying to break the curse, to free the town from this cycle of fear and secrecy." Mr. Thompson's laugh was bitter. "Break the curse? My dear, if you break the curse, you'll doom us all. The curse isn't just a punishment or a burden. It's a protection, a seal keeping something far worse at bay." Noah stepped forward, his stance cautious but open. "Is that why you've been sabotaging the festival, to stop us from breaking the curse?" "Yes," Mr. Thompson admitted. "The festival isn't just a celebration, it's a ritual, a renewal of the seal. I thought if I could disrupt it enough, you'd give up your investigation. But I underestimated your determination." Sabrina's mind was whirling with this new information. "But the journal, it talks about the curse weakening. Surely we need to do something?" Mr. Thompson's eyes flickered to the journal on the table. "The curse is weakening, yes, but breaking it isn't the answer. We need to strengthen it, to find a way to make the seal permanent." "And how exactly were you planning to do that?" Noah asked, skepticism clear in his voice. Mr. Thompson hesitated, then seemed to deflate. I don't know. That's what I've been researching. Why I've been coming here. The answers must be in these old texts somewhere." Sabrina felt a mix of sympathy and frustration. "Mr. Thompson, why didn't you just tell us? We could have worked together." "Would you have believed me?" he countered. "Would you have stopped your investigation if I had told you the truth?" Before either Sabrina or Noah could respond, Mr. Bruce Thompson's expression changed, a look of urgency crossing his face. "But none of that matters now. What matters is what's coming on Halloween night." Noah tensed. "What's coming? What are you talking about?" "The convergence," Mr. Thompson said, moving to the table and shuffling through papers. He pulled out an old star chart. "Every 100 years, on Halloween night, the stars align in a specific pattern. It weakens the veil between worlds, making the seal vulnerable." Sabrina leaned in to examine the chart. "And let me guess, this is the 100th year?" Mr. Thompson nodded gravely. "If we don't strengthen the seal before the convergence, the darkness on the other side could break through. And trust me, you don't want to know what horrors lie waiting." The room fell silent as the weight of this revelation settled over them. Sabrina and Noah exchanged a look, years of partnership allowing them to communicate without words. "Okay," Noah said finally. "Let's say we believe you. What do we need to do to prepare for this convergence?" Mr. Thompson's relief was palpable. "We need to gather the right materials, prepare the ritual site, and most importantly, we need to unite the town. The original spell drew power from the combined will of all the settlers. We'll need something similar." Sabrina nodded, her mind already racing with ideas. "We can use the festival. If we explain the situation to key members of the community, we can turn the entire Halloween celebration into one big ritual without most people even realizing it." "That could work," Mr. Thompson agreed, "but we'll need to be careful. If we cause a panic, it could disrupt everything." As they began to plan, discussing which town members to bring into their confidence and how to modify the festival activities, Sabrina couldn't shake a nagging feeling. "Mr. Thompson," she said suddenly, "how did you manage all this sabotage on your own? The scale of it seems like too much for one person." Mr. Thompson froze, his eyes darting to the door. Noah picked up on the change immediately, his hand moving back to his weapon. "George," Noah said, his voice low and warning, "is there something you're not telling us?" Mr. Thompson sighed, his shoulders sagging. I'm not alone in this. I have a partner, someone who's been helping me, who understands the gravity of the situation." Sabrina felt a chill run down her spine. "Who is it, Mr. Thompson?" Before he could answer, a noise from outside the room caught their attention. Footsteps, quick and light, moving away down the hall. Noah was at the door in an instant, peering out into the darkened hallway. "They're gone. Must have been listening in." Sabrina turned back to Mr. Thompson, her expression hard. "No more secrets, George. Who else is involved in this?" Mr. Thompson looked torn, his loyalty clearly warring with the need for full disclosure. Finally, he spoke, his voice barely above a whisper. "It's Mayor Whitaker. He's a descendant of another founding family. We've been working together to protect the town." The revelation hit Sabrina and Noah like a physical blow. The mayor, the man they'd trusted to help lead the town through this crisis, had been working against them all along. "We need to find him," Noah said, already moving towards the door. "If he heard our plans, he might try to interfere." Sabrina nodded, gathering up the most crucial documents from the table. "Mr. Thompson, you're coming with us. We'll need your help to convince the mayor to work with us instead of against us." As they hurried out of the old Blackwood mansion, the cool night air hit them with a shock. The town of Hallowville sprawled before them, twinkling lights and distant laughter, a stark contrast to the grave situation they now faced. Sabrina felt the weight of responsibility settle heavily on her shoulders. They had just days until Halloween, until this convergence that threatened to unleash unimaginable horrors. And now they had to contend not just with strengthening an ancient curse, but with convincing the town's leadership to join their cause. As they piled into Noah's car, Sabrina's mind raced with questions. How would they find the mayor? What if he refused to cooperate? And most pressingly, what other secrets were lurking in Hallowville's shadowy past, waiting to complicate their already daunting task? Noah started the engine, his face set in determination. "Where to first?" he asked, looking to Sabrina and Mr. Thompson for direction. Sabrina took a deep breath, steeling herself for what was to come. "The town hall," she said firmly. "If the mayor's going to make a move, that's where he'll start." As they pulled away from the Blackwood estate, headlights cutting through the darkness, Sabrina couldn't shake the feeling that they were racing not just against time, but against forces beyond their comprehension.